Oh, Siri, to Google or not to Google? That is the question.
Perchance 'tis wiser to also search library databases to locate authoritative scholarly resources.
As we've been discussing, it depends on what you're trying to find. Google's a good starting point for certain needs, such as current events, websites, blogs, and social networking. But remember, anyone can publish content on the internet, so you must critically evaluate what you find.
Get your potions here. Get your spells here. Have a spirit that needs vanquishing? Seeking revenge on an enemy? Want to find out if that pretty wife of yours is true or cheating? I've got just the trick. If you need your future told, Madame Sosostris sees all.
Tell me, Madame Sosostris, where will a noble knight of the Round Table find the Holy Grail?
I see a tower. Yes, very clearly. But if you want to know where, you must pay your way.
Don't be fooled. There are lots of tricksters out there. There are sites with outdated content, incorrect content, biased content, crowdsourced content that can change at any time, not to mention hoax sites.
Yes, with so much online information, it can be challenging to separate the sterling from the spurious. For instance, when I inquire about the Holy Grail, I learn much about a heavy metal band that dares to take themselves such a sacred name.
Right. You can find sites with unrelated information.
And the sheer number of sites about King Arthur and the Holy Grail in Arthurian legend are staggering. How to begin? When will the seeds of my inquiry bear fruit?
Well, when you use a search engine such as Google to find resources, you have to evaluate the information you find. I like to use what's known as the CRAAP test.
Wait, CRAAP? Doesn't that spell...
That's right. It's a series of questions you can ask yourself to help determine if the information you find is reliable and authoritative, or if it's,
crap?
Well, like the name says, this evaluation framework was developed by librarians at California State University, Chico, but librarians at many universities recommend it to their students. The criteria you can use are currency, which deals with the timeliness of the information. When was the information published or posted? Has the information been revised or updated? Is the information current or out of date for your topic? Relevance. Does the information relate to your topic or answer your question? Who is the intended audience? Is the information at an appropriate level for your research needs, and would the resource be appropriate for a research paper? Authority. What is the source of the information? Who is the author or publisher or source or sponsor? Are the author's credentials or organizational affiliations clearly listed? What are the author's qualifications to write on the topic? What type of organizational affiliation does the publisher have? Is it a commercial enterprise, an educational institution, a nonprofit or government organization? Accuracy deals with the reliability, truthfulness, and correctness of the content. Is the information supported by evidence? Has the information been reviewed or refereed? Can the information be verified in another source? Are there spelling, grammar, or other typographical errors that cast doubt on reliability of the site? And lastly, purpose. What is the reason the information exists? What is the purpose of the information? To inform, teach, sell, entertain, persuade? Does the site publisher make their intentions or purpose clear? Is the information fact, opinion, propaganda? Does the point of view appear objective and impartial? Are there political, ideological, cultural, religious, institutional, or personal biases? So you see, there are several criteria to keep in mind when evaluating resources, particularly those you find on the internet through a search engine. Why don't we look at an internet site to see if it passes this test? Let's look up the Camelot Project.
Oh, that sounds useful. Oh, this looks quite promising. Let's see. It's sponsored by the University of Rochester and is affiliated with their library. It has an editor and editorial board comprised of scholars from reputable educational institutions. The entries include a bibliography, so the sources can be verified. The links to the texts provide full information about editions, editors, translators, and publication information. The purpose of this site is clearly explained as providing access to Arthurian texts, images, bibliographies, and basic information. Yes, this passes the test. I would feel confident in my use of this resource. But what if I need more than basic information or online editions of primary text resources? What if I need the types of secondary resources we discussed? Isn't there some sort of Google search for scholarly sources?
Google Scholar searches for scholarly literature, including journal and conference papers, academic books, preprints, abstracts, technical reports, and other scholarly literature from all areas of research. You'll find works from a wide variety of academic publishers, professional societies, and university repositories, as well as scholarly articles available anywhere across the web. Let's see what Google Scholar turns up when we search for Arthurian films. See, Google Scholar returned a list of books and journal citations. If you're connecting to Google Scholar from off-campus, be sure to use the proxy server or VPN client so that you can access the full-text articles from licensed databases, such as JSTOR and Project Muse. And be sure to check UCE links to see if the material is available through our library catalog or online through one of our licensed databases. We're going to discuss UCE links in more detail when we look at article databases, but you can use them from Google Scholar as well, as long as you're using a campus internet connection or connecting through the proxy server or VPN client if you're not on campus.
Aha!
Many students and researchers find Google Scholar a useful starting point, but for tracking down peer-reviewed scholarly secondary resources, some people prefer to start their research in the library licensed databases, such as article databases and discipline-focused bibliographic finding aids. And for tracking down books, some people prefer using the local library catalog. With a little practice, you'll figure out what works best for you and what seems the most efficient and effective for your needs. We'll take a look at some of these options, okay?
Oh, yes, please.